look, we've got a lot of interest in this. As soon as you mention the word cholesterol, everybody gets interested, and I guess that's because we've been bombarded for about 50 years about cholesterol. But let's start but just tell us, what is cholesterol and why is it so important?
Well, I mean, look, contrary to it, it's been vilified and demonized in the media for as long as I can remember. But essentially, it's a molecule. It's what we call a sterol molecule, and it is absolutely essential for life. In actual fact, it's so important that every cell in the body actually makes it. And basically, without cholesterol, we would die. But that's not where the conversation ends, because we use the term cholesterol to refer to these other markers we often assess on our blood tests. And a lot of people would be confused for thinking that when we talk about LDL and HDL on a blood test, we use the terms good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. You'd be confused for thinking it was actually cholesterol, but they're actually different things.
Right. So look, we've established, okay, cholesterol is important. It's essential for life. But there's concerns about abnormal amounts of it. And the way people measure that is, as you say, you go to your doctor, you have a blood test, and you get these very sort of confusing lot of results. You have a total cholesterol, you have LDL, HDL, triglycerides. Take us through those and tell us what they all mean.
All right. Well, basically, if you've ever seen oil in water, you can sort of see how the oil will sort of concentrate together. It doesn't disperse throughout the water evenly. So if we need to carry fat around in our blood, and we do need to, then we need something to help that oil disperse. It's almost like a detergent. So we have these little carrier particles, which we call lipoproteins. And they're like little submarines that'll go swimming through our blood and carrying their cargo of fat. And some of that fat that they'll carry is actually cholesterol. So cholesterol will be inside these lipoprotein submarines, if you will. And there's different types of these lipoproteins. So some of them are called, the two most common ones that we know about, a low-density lipoprotein, which we abbreviate LDL, and that's got the pejorative and, dare I say, incorrect moniker of bad cholesterol. And then we've got HDL, which is often referred to as good cholesterol. In actual fact, they're both essential for life. And in my opinion, they're both good. Now, quite aside from this, there's another fat in the blood, which is just as important, and that's called triglycerides. Now, a triglyceride is tri, meaning three, glyceride. It actually basically has a backbone structure and three fatty acids attaching to it. And believe it or not, the level of triglycerides in your blood is just as predictive, if not more predictive, at your risk of heart disease than the HDL and LDL levels.
Right. Well, we'll come back to triglyceride in a minute, but tell us about, what do these tests mean for you? And let's say, my doctor says I've got my total cholesterol is too high and my LDL is too high. What does that mean?
Well, basically, when you go and get a blood test from a doctor, and you've got what we call the reference intervals, which are these numbers down the sides. They're sort of like the flag posts that will identify the upper and lower level of a blood test, which you should actually aim for. So when your doctor says your cholesterol is too high, effectively what they're saying is that that particular number is outside the reference interval or the flagpoles. The problem is those flagpoles are not set based on science. They're, for whatever, however they're set, it's not objective data that will actually relate to your risk of adverse health outcome or cardiovascular disease. So we know that high levels of cholesterol, ironically, paradoxically, are actually associated with increased longevity, with a longer lifespan. So if we take LDL cholesterol, for instance, we've got very, very good prospective data, which means it's data that happens, we actually assess a population based on their cholesterol level, and then we follow them up for a number of years to see how long they'll live. And we've got very good prospective data that people with higher LDL levels, on average, live significantly longer than people with low LDL levels. And remember, LDL is what is often pejoratively called bad cholesterol. We also see that people with high HDL levels will tend to live longer. And we see the opposite is true for triglycerides. So if I can just bring the third picture back into the puzzle here, the triglycerides, we see that people with high triglyceride levels actually live shorter.